Hey gang, this is Matt Sumstein. We're going to continue our discussion about progress plays, and I've got a couple of good examples. And then we're going to get into a couple of special enforcements, including how you handle an inadvertent whistle. So play number one, this is just a simple knee down without being touched. And in the high school game, down by contact means you're touching the ground with a body part other than your hand or foot, which includes your ankle and wrist as non-body parts. So when you see a body part down like this, try to prevent the defensive contact that is approaching that player. Play number two, another progress over play, and this is down by contact with the helmet. So the helmet, being part of your head, is a body part. So once the helmet is down, the play is over. You find the spot of the ball and you mark the ball at that initial spot. In this case, we gave him a little extra. That's kind of a double action forward move. But once the helmet's down, it's over. Go find the ball and spot it that way. Play number three is a hit the ground and slide. So the runner is going to be advancing forward, and when they hit the ground, the play is over. We find that spot, and then they slide forward. Sometimes we make the mistake of going ahead and marking the spot at the forward slide spot. In this case, we do a great job of recognizing where that left knee is down and locating the ball in relation to that, and this official goes down and marks a correct spot. Play number four, we're going to talk about a couple of things. A double action forward progress spot, and this is the most typical of the double actions where you drop to a knee and then you fall forward. We're also going to talk about an illegal block in the back. So when we talk about blocks, we look at point of attack, and point of attack is very typically on these sweep plays, the turn point. So let's keep an eye on this player right here in red. So he disengages and re-engages. When he disengages, then he is responsible for not going to the back. So had he maintained that engagement, then he could have worked his way to the back and pushed from the back, but he did not maintain it. That separation means that he can't go back to the back. When he does, at that point of attack, that would be an illegal block in the back. Now let's go back to the progress spot. You can see that the runner goes down, his knee is down. Once the knee is down, find the ball. That is your progress spot. Play number five is a pushback progress spot, and this is one where sometimes we allow the fumble to be ruled or we mark the progress way too far back. But in this case, you can see when we look at this that he has control of the ball 2 feet down. He's being pushed back, and then he pumps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet before the ball's dislodged. At this point, you know you've got a forward progress spot. Just go up there, mark that forward progress spot, knowing that the ball carrier had control and was being pushed back by the defender. Play number six was just a great job by the field officials to notice that a receiver was being held up. And when a receiver is held up, especially by multiple players in this case, just blow your whistle. Kill that play. Make sure that there's no continuing action that is unnecessary, and go ahead and mark the spot. Play number seven is an inadvertent whistle on the first of the three unique enforcement spots. So we've got a play here that starts, it's a pass and run to the left, an offensive holding is called, and then an inadvertent whistle is blown. So let's just go through this whole process. An inadvertent whistle rule means that the team in possession of the ball can take the result at the time of the whistle, or they can replay the down. The exception to that is if there's a foul prior to the whistle that would then take precedent over that first rule. So since this hold occurred here and the end of the run was there, a little bit beyond the hold, then there's a defensive option before the offense gets the option of result of the play or previous spot replay. So since this is an offensive foul, the defense can elect to accept that holding foul at that spot. That spot is behind where the runner was when the whistle was blown, so the enforcement would be from the spot of the hold. If the defense elects not to accept that holding foul, the offense is going to take the ball way up there, probably a first down because the yardage is great, because that's the result of the play when the whistle blew. And keep in mind there are scenarios where if the penalty is accepted, it will still result in a first down for the offense because it just depends on where those enforcements take you and where the line to gain is located. Play number 8 is a score with a penalty by the offense, and lots of things come into play here. So we're snapping at about the 3-yard line. We've got a pass catch. There's our block in the back right there at about the 4.5, 5-yard line. And then the runner advances for a score. So one of the things we want to make sure we do is if we have a penalty on a play like this, we do need to keep officiating. So go to the goal line, finish up, kill the play at the end. If you know it's coming back, you don't have to signal touchdown, but you do need to be aware of it, and you can just shut the clock down and report all of this activity. So the way this works out is our previous spot was the 3. Our foul is behind the previous spot, and the end of the run is the goal line or a score. In this case, because the foul is behind the previous spot, new rule as of last year, the enforcement spot would be the previous spot. So you go from the previous spot back 10 yards and replay the down. I have the referee highlighted here because with flags on the ground, we don't want to go make a finalized signal of the ruling on the field before we deal with enforcing the foul. Play number 9 is an interesting play in that it's an offensive hold in the defense's end zone, followed by an offensive touchdown by run. So we're going to go back and take a look at the hold to start with. So in this case, you can see the wide receiver engages the defender. This is not the hold. Then disengages, then goes back and re-engages, and that is the hold right there. The runner's still at about the 7-yard line, so the runner then scores. So the end of the run is the goal line. The hold is in the defense's end zone, which puts the enforcement spot at the goal line. So a unique situation, we enforce it from the goal line, replay the down from the 10-yard line. Something funny that showed up on the video, if you see that little red box underneath the flag, it's got a black thing in it and then a wire. That's because this is a new official and didn't quite have the sequence yet of getting his belt and his equipment put together right. So when he threw his flag, he threw his radio out there. Just a reminder that, get yourself a tight belt, get that stuff organized so that you can manage your equipment. And as always, stay safe out there. And if you guys and gals need anything from me, please just give me a ring.